My name is Anthony Stradford, and my life has been one of service and education. Life has taken me to many countries throughout the world. I've had a successful career in the United States Marine Corps spanning over 20 years. I served as a Master Sergeant and got an opportunity to be handpicked as the first Command Sergeant Major for a joint task force that President Clinton stood up for domestic terrorism, which later became the Office of Homeland Security. So I was able to do a lot of things there. And after 20 years of service, I transitioned into federal civil service, where I served this big long title as Director of Safety, Security, and our Terrorism Force Protection and Facilities. And so it was a great demand for the country to be able to do the things that we were able to do in that capacity. And I later decided that I wanted to transition more into the civilian sector and decided to go into the finance arena, where I've been teaching financial literacy for a little over 20 years now, and that's what I'm currently doing. I also teach at Central Piedmont Community College. I teach in the finance department at Central Piedmont Community College, and I'm happen to be the board chair for the Alliance Center for Education. My mother taught at the Alliance Center for Education, which was at the time the Bethlehem Center, for over 35 years. So upon birth, I believe I was attached to the organization, but I went through a lot of programs at the Bethlehem Center, from early Head Start all the way through what was then known as Teen Time. Yeah, the key things for me as a young kid going through the organization was the field trips. I got an opportunity to be able to see things that I would have never saw in my neighborhood. And so we got a chance to go out and see some real monuments, U.S. monuments. We got a chance to meet with various people, which actually helped me along my way, as no one ever became foreign to me because I had worked with such diverse people as a young kid through the organization. So what stood out to me most was not just having the fun on the field trips, but it was also the camaraderie, the relationships that was built along the way. I was able to look back on those and remember specific things. So it was the field trips for me. The program built a lot of self-confidence in me. It really taught me that there was nothing that I couldn't do if I was willing to apply the right disciplines. So it really, every single thing that I've actually been able to do in life, I can point right back to the organization and the programs that I went through. It was the esprit de corps that the teachers actually built up in the organization that flowed through me everywhere that I've actually been. So it was the confidence to show me that there was nothing that I couldn't do, and it made me believe in myself. I believe that was the cornerstone of any success that I've actually had in life so far. I was a student, my sister was a student, our kids, both her kids and my kids, have been students in the organization. My mother served 3 decades as a teacher in the organization. So literally above and beyond just the student aspect, in a large way, the organization also served to put food on the table for my family for many years, as my mother was a teacher there, and that was her source of income. And so the program has always been very, very strong inside of our family. And I believe that it's a responsibility for me to actually give back. It's something honorable to do, but it's more of a responsibility to be able to give back to the organization that helped make me the person that I am today. So giving back wasn't even a question for me. It was more of a responsibility that I felt. I remember during the COVID time frame, one of the things I had always wanted to do, I wanted to come back to the Charlotte area. However, business kept me away for so long, and during COVID, I was coming up on the end of a lease, and I say, well, I can get back to Charlotte, and I found out at that point in time that it was now the Alliance Center for Education. We were able to talk, and I began to feel exactly what I felt as a child. I began to feel all the services and everything that the organization was actually providing, and I just wanted to know, how could I get more involved? So it felt like more of a responsibility for me than anything else. And now that I'm board chair of the organization, I get an opportunity to be able to go out and actually see what the organization is actually doing. And I often get a chance to talk to folks that I remember from years ago when we were students together at the organization. And oftentimes they're curious as to how the organization is doing. And one of the things that I'm very, very proud of is I get the opportunity to be able to tell them that the love and the care and the support, the education and everything that was available to us as kids is still resident inside of the organization. This is an organization that really care and actually help kids to actually become themselves, if you will. It gives them an opportunity to be able to believe in themselves, where they may come from areas of the community where that's not preached, it's not taught. This is a great program that helped me tremendously and is continuing to help many, many other kids. Organizations like the Alliance Center for Education is not just learning institutions. They're actually a lot more than that. You never know the impact that's going to be made on your life and your formative years. The Alliance Center for Education, just their being alone and what they stand for, and the level of care and the level of love and support that you actually receive, the level of education, the level of knowledge, all of the things combined together inside of the Alliance Center for Education can prepare not only the student, but also prepares the parents for different things in life. So the organization itself, it's a very vital part of the community. It's what actually makes community thrive. If you think about upward mobility, the organization itself has created upward mobility for so many families, just to have them to actually think differently. Just in my case alone, just for me to be able to get outside of my neighborhood through the organization itself and to be able to meet people and to be able to talk to people that I otherwise never would have been in, it gave me the confidence in myself to know that there was nothing that I couldn't do. And so this organization is very, very vital to the success of the community. It would totally be transformational. Just immense gratitude to every teacher, administrator, volunteer, supporter, donor that has poured into this organization. You've helped change countless lives, including mine. For the United Women to actually come together and to form this organization, it's just immeasurable the difference that they've made in so many lives. My family has been impacted greatly from the organization, and just imagine over 85 years how many other families have actually been impacted by this organization. And I would like to say 85 strong, because the organization is going real strong at this point in time. Just had the ability to witness the opening of an 8th facility on yesterday, and we're looking for many, many more. So the 85th, let's double that and let's keep it going.